be number 4 because it's retired here, obviously. And it was just the best looking number in the single digits that was left, so that's why I chose it. But I did give some thought to changing it this year, and the NBA told me I couldn't because I was in the top 75 of jersey sales. So that's like a rule, which shout out to me. No, so yeah, I looked into it, and obviously, want to do nothing but honor him and his legacy and what he stood for, because he's one of the pioneers of racial advocate for the game of basketball in general, and just all around great person. I don't know anybody that talks about him or knew him that had anything negative to say. So probably next year I'll look into getting another number. Yeah.
Hey, Alex, with Lonzo out for a while, more incumbent on you, you think, to take over that role? And I know you'll be sharing it and everything, but the point guard position?
Yeah, you're going to be missing him for, a little bit more time than we expected, and obviously that's something that we got to pick up as a unit. We got great guards behind him, so I'm not really worried about, too much of who's going to play the position. Obviously, we got great options, me, Io, Goran, guys that I think, are 3 different players that bring 3 different elements to the position that I think can benefit the team. So obviously I think for us it's about figuring out what the best chemistry of, certain lineups, certain guys, whether it's defensively, offensively, mixing with who's out there. So for us that's, kind of what training camp and preseason is for, to figure that out. But I think we're in good hands for time being, but look forward to having him back soon.
Alex, on paper, the East definitely got better. What's going to define success as a team for you this season?
I mean, I play the game to win, so for me it's just about going out to win every single game, and obviously 82 plus for me, that's the goal. I still think we have a really good team. I told you all last year, I think we have a really, really good team, guys that have specific skills that fit well together. And I think just at times last year we kind of gave in to circumstance, whether it was injuries or COVID-related stuff. And then obviously ran into a really good team in Milwaukee in the playoffs, a team that won a championship, had known their roles, and been a good team for a couple of years. So for us, it's just about, competing with the best teams in the league. Who when you get to the postseason, that's who's left. So for us, I think it's about maximizing what we have, and a lot of that I think is going to be time on the court together against these good teams in the regular season. I don't know the stats of it, but I'm sure we didn't have a full unit for a lot of the games that we played against the top teams in the league. So for me, I'm naive to the fact of what other teams have, and if we have guys out or whatever it is, but I still firmly believe we're a really good team. We can win at the highest level if we maximize what we have with the team.
Hey, what's up, Alex? You played more last year, and obviously your play style is, pretty all out on both ends of the floor. How much, just with some of the injuries you deal with, do you think that factored into it? And, on that, do you feel like you sort of adjust your play style? Like, how do you sort of balance that or go about that then, if that's the case?
Yeah, it's definitely something I've thought about. The years past, I've missed games here and there just with little nagging injuries, and then last year was the first time where I've had, I only played 41 games at 82, and for a guy who a lot of my impact is being out on the court with my energy, with how I'm vocal with my teammates and stuff like that. It's really important for me, in my eyes, to be out there and playing. So I don't think I changed the way I play. That's what got me here. That's why the Bulls want me on the team. That's why Billy loves what I do with my energy and my defense and how I bring other guys along. So I don't think I can change that. But definitely got to be, maybe smarter. Maybe 50-50 ball that's going out of bounds, you might let one or two, go out and save it for the postseason. But I say that now sitting in front of a microphone. When I get out there, it might be different. But I think it's just, putting work into my daily routine too, making sure my diet's good, making sure my sleep habits are right, making sure I'm getting the treatment I need. Like, just being a consummate professional in that area, I think will help me stay on the court more. No, it won't be a conversation I'll have with Billy. He might have it with me, depending on what we need. But I've always been team first. trying to win games. And if that's me starting basketball games, then that's what we'll do. If that's me coming off the bench, that's fine too. I've always been, I'd rather finish games than start games. So for me, it's just making sure that I'm impacting the game the right way and have a chance to win it when it matters.
Hey, Alex. You guys were obviously at your best when you're getting passing lanes, getting out in transition defensively. Obviously you lose Lonzo, who's one of the pillars of that defense, and kind of struggled to really ever withstand that or get back to an elite level defensively last year. Do you feel like now without him, you guys need to have sort of a defensive identity shift, or are you, expecting to kind of go in with the same game plan defensively?
I mean, overall, teams that play deep in the postseason and win games when they matter are good defensive teams. So I think it's more about us taking a look in the mirror and seeing what we really want to do. If we want to win games and we want to play in the postseason and play deep in the postseason, like we talk about, you got to be a good defensive team. There's not a lot of. I don't think any team. There's some stat out there. I don't know these numbers off the top of my head, but teams that win championships are top 10 in the league on offense and defense more likely than not. So it's not really you can lean on one or the other. You have to be good at basketball. Good basketball wins basketball games, no matter if you're playing high school, college, NBA. So for us to be able to be a good team, we need to put emphasis on defense. And obviously that was something, depending on who was in the lineup last year, that kind of wavered a little. And if we want to be a good team, it's got to be an all-the-time thing.
Alex, you got some history with Goran. Played against him in the finals a couple years back. Everyone that talks about what he brings always mentions toughness. Do you have any particular memories of going against him in your time in the league, and just thoughts on him and kind of what he adds to this roster?
Yeah, I mean, the dude, blew his knee out in the finals and then came back 3 games later and tried to play. So, you don't have to worry about toughness with him. That's part of the international mantra as well, though. Those guys, if you watch any of the FIBA games or the Eurobasket this past month, you get fouled every play and the refs don't call it. So I know Goran's tough. Obviously, he's a vet of the league. He's played a bunch of teams, bunch of games, and is not afraid of moments. So I love the pickup for us. It's another great guard to have, another weapon for us to add to the roster that I'm excited to be his teammate, not play against him. Yeah, practice is practice. We'll be all right.
Alex, what can you learn from Goran since he's on this team, just in terms of just his experience as a point guard? Obviously, you talked about the toughness factor, but in terms of skill-wise and how to run a team, since you'll be thrust in that position to take on those point guard responsibilities.
Yeah, that was part of the communication I had earlier about, a bunch of our guards have different skill sets and different experiences. And anytime I've played with somebody that's, has more years than me, or even if they're younger than me and they have something that I don't have, I try to learn from it. I try to ask them questions. I think that's one of my greatest strengths, is being a learner, being curious. I think that's what's helped me get to this point. And obviously I'm going to, dive into the knowledge he has and figure out what I can take from him to add to my game.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, guys.
Guys, we'll have Patrick here next. Would you like to call it after that? We were going to bring Dragic and Drummond over too, but if you want to wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, I was trying to
Okay, so